Hey everyone, good afternoon or morning or evening or whenever you might be catching this replay. If you're catching live, let me know where you're coming in from today. It is a beautiful Friday and we are going to chat about a really awesome feature to your doTERRA business, and it's called getting more shares. So I wanted to do this live with you guys today because actually off of one of the topics that were talked about and presented at Leadership Retreat just a few weeks ago, and also just something that I've seen a lot in my business and how I grew my business really quickly at the beginning was just simply through using this technique, if you will, or this mindset, however you want to look at it. But one of the things that we talked about at leadership, Drew Wolford actually was talking about this when it came to sort of representing the opportunity that is presenting itself within the doTERRA. And he talked a lot about how companies go through certain growth cycles. And some companies will sort of start off really strong at the beginning and then taper off, level off, and sort of go down in sales. And some other ones will hit a massive spike and then dip. And there's just all these different cycles that a company will go through. And right now we are seeing a few changes from the way things were done years ago. But at the end of the day, doTERRA is still massively growing, and many people are reactivating their accounts. They are getting back on the oil train. However, conversion from customer to builder has dropped significantly. In past years, 1 in every 5 people that signed up would build the business. And now it's 1 in 19 people that sign up will do the business or signing up to do the business. And as a wellness advocate versus a wholesale customer. Now, teams are still converting 1 in 5, like teams that have a conversion rate of about 1 in 5. These are teams that share the business opportunity with everyone, not just select people, not just, I'm only going to share it with people who I may think want it or look a certain way or have a certain job or have a certain whatever. They're just sharing it with everyone, and they have the highest conversion ratios, of course. So what I wanted to talk about with you guys today in this business training is how do we grow our businesses and get more sharers on our teams so that we have more volume coming in, we have more customers coming in, we have more oils being sold on our teams, all of the above, right? Wouldn't we want that? Like, who wants that? Who wants more volume coming in on their team? And again, remember, this isn't even just based on your own efforts. This is also going to be based on replicating and duplicating these efforts amongst the people who are on your team sharing the oils. So the more people you have, right? Have you ever heard the saying, many hands make light work, right? So in order for us to grow a massive business within doTERRA, we want to be able to leverage more than just ourselves. We want to be able to duplicate ourselves in the sense of not only am I just out there sharing the oils, but I've also got this many people on my team out there sharing the oil. So my efforts are being duplicated every single day in every single way, the way that we're doing this business. So how we can do that is simply by getting more sharers on the team. I think sharers are really underestimated, underutilized, underpresented to, right? There's so many people out there who maybe don't have the grand intention of going presidential diamond. However, they have a huge passion for the oils and would absolutely love the idea of being able to get a little quick cash, little fast cash here and there, get their oils paid for. And they would, with passion and certainty and conviction and excitement, share doTERRA with other people just for the simple fact of them getting their own oils paid for. Maybe this is someone who's on lifelong vitality and the protein and the greens and the fibers and the phytoestrogens every single month, and hey, that stuff adds up, and maybe they want to get that for free just for sharing their passion with other people, but they're not really interested in structure and building a huge business and going through the ranks and the bonuses and all that. They literally just want to get their oils paid for, and we don't want to look these people over just because they don't have the goal of going diamond, right? So Linda, 2021 is your first year to duplicate your efforts. I love that. And that's honestly, I have to say, when I started my business, this was my focus. I started my business and I came out of the gates finding sharers and builders. That was the number one thing that I did when I started. And I remember running my very first business boot camp at my house. I was probably 6 months into doing my business, and I had 19 people at my house, and I was doing a business training with them. And I was out there talking about how people could use the oils within their existing passions. And that's really where I started from. And then the people that I could see were very entrepreneurial, very business savvy. They owned their own business already, or they did something on the side, or they asked more questions. Those people I really presented the business opportunity to. And again, not to say that I wouldn't do that up front, but I was really talking about sharing the oils a lot with everybody. That's really the kind of the avenue that I took when I started. So this is what I wanted to talk with you guys about today, and then just give you a little sense of ease and just see and confidence around how you can present doTERRA to more people so that you have more people sharing the oils on your team. So when people have an existing passion, this is what I find to be an easy transition, right? So drop me in the comments some passions you can think of, or some businesses you can think of where doTERRA would actually be a really seamless fit with what they're already doing. So what are some things that you can think of that's like, oh my gosh, they should be selling doTERRA doing that. They should be selling doTERRA doing that, right? Oh my gosh, why don't they have doTERRA here? No, there's a few that I can think of, right? So hairdressing, I mean, hello, you are sitting all day, every day with clients in a chair talking all day. You are talking to people and they're telling you all about their problems, right? That's like the best person to be talking about doTERRA. Is like, have you ever considered trying peppermint for that? Hey, I actually have some here. You can sample some while we're even sitting here, right? Reiki, great one, right? Reiki practitioners having oils going in the actual room, and the client can come in and choose what oil, maybe having the mind mood management collection and the emotional aromatherapy collection sitting there, or they come in and they do an iTovi scanner. If you don't have an iTovi scanner, they come in, they look at the emotional aromatherapy wheel on the wall, and they're like, this is how I'm feeling. Okay, it looks like I need forgive. And they themselves put 2-3 drops in the diffuser. The practitioner turns the diffuser on. Now the room is got forgive, which was particularly for this client. And this client is exposed and experiencing these oils. And maybe the practitioner even uses some oils on their hands while they're doing the session and the treatment. Now, you don't think that that client is going to have a wow experience with those oils, and that practitioner can have a little quick conversation about it when they get up from their session. And again, sharers can learn how to share very quickly and easily without all the information, right? Just simple plant medicine. They're more effective. Having 2 or 3 or 4 key points that they can just talk about, and then fire off a link generator if that person wants to get their own oils. And then with sharers, we want to make sure that they're using our big community Facebook groups, where then they can tag their clients or their customers in posts that already exist that have to do with their ailments, right? That they don't have to do all the work. Maybe your team already has continued education going on, and sharers just plug their customers right into it. You need to make it easy for sharers to be able to share. If it's not easy, they won't do it. But if they see how they can make 20% commission hand over foot, right? Just like every single week, they're just signing people up and getting commissions paid out weekly. They're going to want to keep doing that if it's easy and if it makes sense for what they're doing, right? Linda, numbers aren't my thing. What rank or whatever would someone need to be earn $100 to $200 a month to pay for their oil? So Linda, you're looking at director to elite can pay for their oils, right? Because if you think about it, if someone brings in 1,000 worth of volume, which is director, and is a 20% commission, that's $200 that they're getting, right, in commissions if they hit director. If they hit as long as all of that volume was from them, and if it was in new business or business within the first 60 days, right? So even if you've got a share hitting between director, executive, and they're the ones bringing in that volume, they're the ones that they're going to make that money. And so another thing with sharers is that they don't go huge into the compensation plan, because chances are with a sharer, they don't want to know like structure, moving people, this, that. But as a builder, you may want to offer, hey, there's some other bonuses that you might be able to tap into. If you want, I can help you with your back office. I can move people around for you so you don't have to do any of that. Like, you can offer that as a builder. You want structure on your team as well, and you can help sharers with that end of it, right? If they don't particularly want to go down that road. So meditation, yoga, great other, I used to sign up. So I made a partnership with a fitness club in my area, and they only did yoga, like yoga Pilates, a studio, a TRX, and spin. That's all they did. And I would go in once a month, and I would teach an essential emotions class. So what I would do is everyone would come in 15 minutes or 20 minutes before the yoga class started. And then I would teach like 2-3 things to know about essential oils, primarily doTERRA. Now, at the beginning, I was just teaching about essential oils, but now people know about essential oils. So now I'm teaching quickly about essential oils, why doTERRA, and then I had the 6 emotional aromatherapy oils. And I would give a set of 6 to the instructor, a set of 6 that I had, so that we could split the room in half. And I basically explained the 6 oils: forgive, passion, console, peace, motivate, and cheer. And I would say, which one of these resonates for you? Which one of these do you need today to set the intention during your class, to set the intention of what you want to release or what you want to bring in? And then when I would go around to each person, they would tell me which one they wanted. We'd roll it onto their wrists. They would then sit there, and then they would inhale until the class began, till everyone got their oil, till the class began. And I said, if you do not want to experience an oil today, just put both of your hands on your lap, and we won't come around to you. Okay, so we don't force people to use it. And then what I would say is, when your class is complete, and one thing we did at the end of the class too, is they did cool cloths that had lemongrass in the water that they soaked the cold cloths in. And so they just had, it wasn't a lot, so it wasn't burning, right? But it was just that scent, right? That aroma at the end of clean, purifying, and it was beautiful. And then so at the end, I would say, okay, so when your class is done, if anyone has questions about essential oils, I'm going to be set up at the front desk. I'll have a little table there. You can come to me. I can offer you a little bit of a sample of a specific oil if we want to target a health goal. I also have some information there. So just come see me for those of you that want more information. So of course, they're sitting through the class, they're setting an intention, they're thinking about, they're experiencing the oil, they have their lemongrass at the end, and then 3, 4, 5 people would come up to me at the end of the class. Everyone else who was leaving was like, thanks, that was great. I love the experience, or I love my doTERRA, or I love essential oils, thanks, bye. And then the people who weren't using essential oils yet, which AKA are going to be my qualified leads, came to me. And I had little draw slips, and I would have them fill out a slip. And I would connect with them, do a one-on-one, invite them to the next class, give them a sample. So I'd have all my oils there, and I would just deliver one sample for one ailment, and then I'd follow up. And I actually got sharers that way too, because they saw what I did. They're like, how easy. She came in, she did a quick 15-minute little production here. We all got an oil, and then she just met with me at the end. Like, I can do that, right? But there's so many ways that we can help. So the girl who owned the studio, she was a sharer. And me as the builder, I went in and supported her. And I did a lot of the back end legwork, but she provided me a studio full of people. And then she just had some oils for retail at the front. So she got enough to pay for her retail oils selection, and I would go in and do the bigger work, which would be like teaching the class, signing, or at the end, following up with people, getting them to a class or a one-on-one, and I would place those people on her team. So you can work simultaneously with your sharers too, so that they're not doing the big legwork, because if they're not building the business, they're not going to see the benefit in doing all that work because they probably don't have the time, right? So they won't do anything. So we really want to look and see how can I make it easy for people to share. So hair and nails, exactly, right? Anything where you're sitting there talking to people, chiropractors, spa owners, gym owners. Gym owners was another big place that I targeted because my corporate career, I spent 11 years working in the fitness industry as a general manager, right? So I was very well adverse with the fitness industry, and I had my background there. And so I also had some contacts, right? So some of the personal trainers that worked for my company had left and started their own studios. So I would reach out to them. And if not, I would just look up studios in my area. I'd be driving by and be like, oh, there's another fitness club. And I would look them up. I'd send an email, or I'd give them a call, or I'd just walk right in, and I would go and meet and speak with the manager and say, I'm a natural health educator with the largest global leading natural medicine essential oil company, and I teach workshops at no cost to the facility owner. I prepare everything for you, and I can go in and, I'll send you the poster, and I'll send you, that you can send out to your membership base. And then, we teach a class. They love it. They come, they learn, they try on oils. People who are interested, they can always get more information at the end of how they can bring them home. But this is how I started to show other people how easy it was. So the gym owners would usually come on as a sharer. And I'd say, if we set you up with your own account, what you could do is just have like the hand foaming pumps in the bathrooms, the body wash in your showers. We could do a feature of the month. The personal training clients, we would talk to them about using these supplements. And I would get them on as a sharer because, again, they're already running a business. A lot of them are going to be very already inundated with their own business to start thinking about placements and moving people and signing up people as other people to sell. They're going to be like, I don't want to sign up people to sell. Like, I can't handle all of that, right? So we need to make it easy for people. So that's where you want to come in and have that conversation and make it easy and say, hey, if you even want to sign up just to share the oils, you can earn more residual income with your existing business model with something that people who are naturally coming to your facility would want to use. This is the key. Think of places where these people already, these potential sharers or these potential builders, because some of them might also want to build, you never know, but where it's a natural fit, those are the people you want to connect with, right? So cleaning businesses, wellness centers, every mental health professional, absolutely. Dual relationships are definitely an issue. I actually have an entire program that myself and I don't know if you know Diamond leader Jessica Travis. She's a registered practical nurse practitioner, and she does a lot of the mental health stuff. So me, her, and Nadia Mascheroni, she used to be my sister. And anyways, we created an entire program for mental health professionals, actually. So it's called Unbroken Mental Wellness. It was an in-person event that we did. And then we have it now all on video so people can watch it who want to approach mental health professionals. So if that is you, send me a PM. Okay, so anyways, going on. I sidetracked so much, but you guys know that. So when you added people to the studio owner's team, would you be the enroller and the studio owner the sponsor? Yeah, so I was typically the enroller. And what I would do is there were some different ways that we did it. So if they were like, hey, so-and-so wants, I have someone here and they want to join with this and they knew the kit, they would sign them up. They would get the commission. If they did, particularly with this one studio that I worked with, they didn't want to have to deal with any of that. So what I did was I had the enrollments of them and I gifted oils to them that they then had on their retail because they were retail approved. So I gifted them oils that they were then able to sell. So I used my points to gift oils, or I would give them the equivalent in whatever the commission was in oils that they could then sell too. So we kind of had like different ways of doing it. And this is where I'm saying, friends, get creative. go like get creative with things. It doesn't have to be black and white. There's certain rules we have as wellness advocates. For example, if you are filling your own 100 PV order with customer orders, and so maybe you've got your mom and your neighbor and your cousin, and they want to place their order with you, instead of placing it as a retail order, you have to, and you're doing it to help fill your 100 LRP. Maybe times are tight and you need to do your 100 PV order and you can't make ends happen right now, and you're gonna collect customer orders to make your 100 PV order. You can do that. But when you sell to them, you are supposed to do that at a minimum of a 10% over wholesale pricing. So you can't just give your wholesale discount. You are supposed to do that as a 10% over wholesale pricing. So there's like certain things you wanna just know doTERRA policy-wise. But other than that, get creative. Work with each individual. Like, so I had another studio that I worked with where we had doTERRA everywhere in the studio, and she wanted to build the business. Like, she loved the idea of power of three. She loved the idea of rank bonuses, but she was busy. So I had her login and password, and I was like, here's the plan. Get 3 people who you know, either who work here with you or any of your members. If you just get 3 people that you know would want to also share the oils of the business, give me access to your back end. I will help work with them. I will help train them. I will help show them how to do the business and all the things and how to use your studio to facilitate this. I will also do your placements and move people, because I knew if I didn't help her, she wouldn't do it at all. So I would rather her and her network and her energy and her excitement and make it easy for her, and then for her to see that she's making money. And when she started making more, she became more involved in it, right? But at the beginning, I had to do a lot of the help. Why not? This was also my business. This was helping my business. Her volume and me getting access to that whole network was worth me going in the back, in her back office and moving people for her and all of that, because she's just like, I just don't have the time to do that. No problem. I will help, right? So, Shamika, we do have to do the 10% minimum over wholesale, because otherwise no one would buy their own wholesale accounts, right? They'd all be buying off, oh, well, this distributor gives it to me for their discount, and this person gives it to me for their discount. Like, if it's your mom, okay, whatever. But like, if you're giving all your customers your discount, you're never gonna make money. Your customers are never going to get their own account, which means they're never going to get their own free points. So they won't have access to free product of the month. They won't have access. So that's why we're like, we don't want people to be using our accounts and wholesale. Plus, you're not going to grow your business by doing that either, right? So I only say to people, if you're going to order it on your own LRP, it's just in the meantime, if you're trying to make your 100 LRP, make those ends meet, so that you can grow your business. But that is very like a short-term solution, because to grow to be making 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month, right? That is where you have to really work the actual business side of it, where you're being strategic and getting real customers who are on LRP, etc. And also, what's your time worth? Yeah, so you got to look at that and say, for me, when I was working with her, that business owner, and I'm like, give me access to your back end, I'll also help train your builders. That for me was worth my time, because I didn't have to recruit those people. She did, right? She recruited the people. I just went and helped train them. And that's something I love to do. Give me all the people. I actually have this set up with one of my front lines where I'm like, you are amazing at recruiting. You are like a rock star at recruiting. You recruit them. I will help get them set up, because I love to teach. Like, I love to teach that end, and I love to do the strategy, and I love to do all of that stuff. And we actually learned this at a leadership retreat. Oh gosh, maybe 3 or 4 years. Well, it was a diamond breakout. So I think it was like 4 years ago or 3 years ago that I went to this leadership retreat. And I can't remember who was teaching this. I feel like it might've been Elise Chedevi, or it might've been Melody Watts. I can't remember. But anyway, someone was teaching this where, they were saying every single builder has certain skill sets that they rock at, and certain ones that they don't. And what you want to do is fill the gaps with the ones that they don't. So if you have a rock star recruiter who is not recruiting because they are so not confident with onboarding, but you love onboarding, fill the gap. Get them to recruit. You can help onboard, right? Because this is duplicating your efforts, having more people on your team out there selling the oils. So again, what I want you guys to do is start to look at people providers, healthcare providers, professionals and stuff, and be like, how can I make it easy for them to share the oils? Super easy, where they don't necessarily have to do the business, where they're like thinking about getting builders and training builders and getting on team calls and doing all the things. Sharers simply need to know how to talk about the oils, how to make a link generator link, and then how to get their new customer set up in continued education and with a wellness consultation. And again, this is helping your efforts too. So you may want to step in and say, I will do a 3-way on every wellness consultation with you, because you'll end up earning extra commission if they go on the loyalty rewards program. So I'll do those first few with you, and if like until you're confident in doing them on your own, no problem. Swing me in. Because remember, you're still earning 10% commission on every single order that goes through with your sharers, and that's extra volume for you that you didn't have to recruit in, right? You want to encourage sharers to share. And so think of all those people that are out there that have businesses. So what my diamonds like Brittany, so this would have been, so I was like 9.5 months pregnant with my daughter, and she just turned 5. So it had to have been 5 years ago, like just over 5 years ago is when I brought in my diamond leader. Okay. So my fourth team. And this is when I began to recruit her. Okay. So this is how it worked with her. She was a registered holistic nutritionist. I had known her for about 5 years, just in passing. I signed her up at the gym, and she was in a different network marketing company and did very, very well there. That's all I knew about her. And then I knew she became a holistic nutritionist. And I connected with her because I had heard that she wasn't doing it anymore. I think I saw a post that she wasn't doing it. I couldn't even remember how that went, to be quite honest with you. But I connected with her because I knew she was a holistic nutritionist, okay? And I thought to myself, she is protocoling clients all day long, herbal supplementation and food as medicine. Hello, the essential oils are perfect. And why would she recommend a different brand if she can recommend doTERRA as supplementation, protein powders, digestive enzymes, etc.? So I connected with her and I asked her if she would, as if she had ever thought about using essential oils with her clients. And I said, I would love to just drop you off like a diffuser that you can even put in your office for 2 weeks and just try it out and see if it resonates with your clients or if it helps them with the experience they're having. And so I went to drop off this diffuser with Citrus Bliss, and I lent it to her for 2 weeks. And then I brought her a file folder and I printed out at all the supplements we had, all the PIPs, okay, which is your product information pages, which is downloadable at the bottom of every single product we have if you go to doTERRA.com. And I printed them all out. I put them into a file folder and I dropped that off with her. And I said, here's just a bunch of the supplements that doTERRA offers as well. I know that you probably protocol a lot of them. I don't know if you've ever considered bringing in an additional source of revenue to your one-on-one client business. But I know a ton of registered holistic nutritionists that do this. And so I wanted to drop these off for you so you can just look through them and see the ingredients and check them out, because if it's something that you're already doing, but you can make an extra stream of income, I would love to show you how. So I just wanted to leave this with you. And my friends, it did not happen right away. She didn't even open that file folder. She threw it in a drawer and then didn't think about it. And so I followed up with her 2 times and she's like, oh girl, I'm so sorry. You know what? I haven't even looked at it, but I have the intentions of looking at it. So I was like, you know what? This girl, she is like my dream team. I need to get her to freaking try these oils. Like, she doesn't know what she doesn't know yet. And so, I contacted her again. I said, hey, Brittany, I actually wanted to reach out because as a new mom, and she just got pregnant too. So I just had my baby and she just got pregnant. So I was like, as a new mom and yourself being pregnant, I actually want to teach a workshop called Pregnancy, Birth, and Babies, a natural approach to pregnancy, birth, and babies. And so I was going to teach all things essential oils that pregnant moms, postpartum moms, and using on babies could use. And I would love if you could teach the nutrition behind it, what they should be eating post and, prenatal, postnatal, etc. Would you be willing? And I'm going to charge $15 per, mama that comes, and I have this great studio, that space that we can use. And what did I use? A studio that I already had a relationship with because I taught workshops there, okay, that they were happy to like give me the space. And I usually just give them gifts of essential oils to like give me a space that they're not using on a certain night. And so I promoted the heck out of this thing, right? I got, I think, 15 moms to come, and they paid $15 each, which I split with her because I didn't want her just thinking I was just bringing her to an essential oils class. But I knew, I was like, if she sits through my part of listening about the oils, if she just can sit through my part and hear what I have to share about these oils, I know she's gonna buy into these things. And so we did that class in the summer. And it wasn't until that fall that she reached out and said, hey, Jen, my sister, my niece, like my sister's daughter, my niece has had this brutal cold for like weeks now, and it just won't let up. She's tried everything. She's done the antibiotics. She's done all the things. And I remember when you were sitting in that class and you said something about with kids, do you have anything? And I was like, she's finally coming around. Okay, so here is a story about persistence, about never giving up, about following up. Okay, this is a story about persistence. And so I said, absolutely, let me make a roller. Let me drop some stuff off to you. So I made a couple rollers. I put them in a bag. I dropped them off to her. And they started working, and her niece slept through the night for the first time. And her sister was like super anti all of this kind of stuff, but was willing to try anything. And so Brittany started to sort of think, maybe there is something to this. So then now she's 9 months pregnant. Okay. So a whole year has passed. Sorry for this like music in the background. I'm currently shacking up with my parents while my house is for sale. So they actually still have a landline. Okay. So anyways, now she's 9 months pregnant, okay? She's 9 months pregnant, and she's having crazy panic attacks. And she messages me again and says, okay, do you have anything for this? Like, I know you use this for your anxiety. I know you use this for other things. I can't deal with this. Like, I'm having panic attacks like crazy. I think she was actually like 8.5 months pregnant or something. And so I said, meet with me for coffee. So we went to Starbucks. I brought with me the Essential Life textbook, okay? I brought that. I brought a diffuser necklace, and I brought balance and serenity, I think. And I got her to wear the necklace. I put balance on it. I put balance on her wrists. I had her do the scent tent with serenity while we were sitting there. And I talked to her about it again, and she said, I know there's got to be something to this. And I said, I busted out the book. I said, look at this. Every protocol someone comes to you for, every disease and ailment and illness is like in this book. And it protocols the essential oil that would work to help with the body systems and help support the body systems through this. Like, could you see how like this book would seriously just like do your job for you? And she started looking through this, and she's like, I know I've been sitting on this for so long, and I know you gave me that file folder like 8 months ago, and I didn't really look at it, but then I saw how it worked with my niece, and she's like, I'm already feeling better now. And she's like, okay, let me look at this book. And I said, I gotta tell you, I just have to be honest with you. And I said, I feel like I'm on The Bachelor right now, and if I don't tell you I love you, I'm not gonna get the rose. I said, that's how I feel. I have to just be honest and tell you the truth about something. I have wanted to partner with you in doTERRA literally since the day I dropped off that diffuser last year. I wanted you to be a business partner of mine. I know you've done network marketing before. You're like on my vision board as somebody that I wanted to do this business with. And I have a spot that's opening, and I just don't want to wait any longer. If it's not you, I completely understand. If it's not you, I totally get it. But if this is something you're interested in, I would love to talk with you, because I am starting a new team and I want you to be the team leader. And I literally just gave it to her. She was so like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. And guys, she never had a panic attack after that. She ended up delivering her baby a couple weeks later, early. She had it early. And we decided that was it. She was all in. She was gung-ho. She was like, let's do this. She had a brand new baby as a single mom. And we hit the ground running. I would literally be holding her baby while she was teaching a class, and we're like sharing we taught all these classes. In her first 4 months, she went silver and I went diamond. And we did this together using her whole nutrition practice and her nutrition clients literally as the base of how we built that business. So yes, that was a little bit of a long story, but I wanted to share with you guys how I got my diamond leg, but how I was so persistent in her being the one, and I just never stopped following up or trusting that eventually she would get it. But it started very small. It started with, let's have an experience for your clients in their session, just putting this diffuser going while you're doing your one-on-one session with your client. And then it shifted to, let's talk about the different oils that are here. Let's talk about, why don't you try a protocol with one of your clients that hasn't been seeing results? Try an oil and see what happens, which, by the way, was her selling feature, because she had a client who they could not regulate her blood sugar for the life of them. Everything that they tried, everything that they did, she tried cinnamon with that client for 5 days. First time in 2 years that client had regulated blood sugar. And that's when Brittany was like, okay, I can't not do this. And she's now a gold leader with 2 kids and a thriving nutrition business and all these other things. And you know, it's just, you just see how sometimes you'll notice that there's somebody who could be using this product in their existing practice, and they may just be a sharer, or they might be your diamond leg. Whatever it is, just all I'm saying is start noticing what people you connect with every day and how this could feed into it. You know, anytime I meet a Reiki practitioner, yoga studio owner, health professional of any sort, a nurse that is really into natural things, you know, anyone like this, I'm just like, this is the perfect fit. You have to share doTERRA. How could you not? How could you not have doTERRA in your line of business? This is an added revenue stream. Actually, guys, I have a video I did on this. Okay, while I'm talking, I'm going to pull this up because I don't want to forget, and I want to give you the link. On my YouTube channel, I made a video about this like a couple years ago on the benefits of someone sharing versus building, and how do they know the difference. So I'm just going to swipe that to you guys right now so you have access to it. But yeah, I just want you guys to keep your eyes open and know that it doesn't always have to be like builders who want to go presidential diamond, but we can build our businesses significantly faster, even with a whole bunch of sharers on our team, right? People just sharing the product. They need to know the basics about essential oils and you know, how to talk about them. Mainly, this is going to come from their own experience, their own testimonials, okay, from clients or from themselves. And then they need to know how to make a link generator link to sign people up, how to put them into continued education that's already going on, and how to do a wellness consultation, which if you make it easy for them and do the wellness consultations with them until they either just know how to do it themselves, or maybe you always have to do it with them. Still, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Oh, I think this is it. How to create more income as a health professional. Here it is. I knew I had a video. Okay, so let me pop this in for you guys right now. Wait, I can't post. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry, this is this is going to be 2 minutes of your time just watching me struggle to send you guys a link, but it's coming. I have to go into our Facebook group to send it to you guys. But yeah, so does anyone have any questions on that? I know I probably went on like 4 different tangents with this training, but I just think it's all important, and it's all really like what's going to help your business tune up right now and build more. Oh, here we go. There we go. YouTube link in the comments. Okay, so this is what's going to really help with yes, how to create more income as a health small business owner. Okay, so that is something you can go watch, and that'll help you with your own wording, verbiage, confidence around speaking about it. But it's also something you can send to other people or remake your own video to send to other people who are interested in. I haven't looked at that video in years, by the way, so it might need to be very well updated. But yes, can you give an example of what you say when you first approach a health professional? So I just have, honestly, here's my little tiny script. Have you ever considered bringing in an added stream of revenue to what you're already doing? That's super simple and easy, but your clients already are probably looking for, that's like, I just say something along those lines. Like, have you ever considered bringing in like an additional stream of income to what you're already doing? Something that your clients are probably already using, or you're already recommending but not getting paid for? And if they're like, yes, or no, what do you mean? That's when you say, well, I'm actually a natural health educator. I'm partnered with the largest global leading natural medicine, essential oil, and aromatherapy company in the world. And I mean, we're always looking for more educators or even just more retailers to be able to provide access to the leading source of plant medicine that's out there. And, you could easily just do it just through conversations you're already having. You're probably already recommending stuff to clients anyways. But this way you can actually get the kickback. So it's kind of like affiliate, but even better because there's access to way more bonuses and incentives the more people you help. Right? It could just be something so easy like that. You don't even need to say doTERRA's name yet. If they're like, oh, which company? So I'm actually partnered with doTERRA Essential Oils. You may have heard of them, have you? And if they're like, oh yeah, we're really about science meets nature. Because if you're talking to a health professional, they're probably going to want to know this isn't just a woo-woo thing, right? Like, we're the best of science meets nature. We have an entire scientific advisory board, chief medical officer, and we are the most trusted and tested essential oil company on the planet for all of these reasons. And it just makes so much sense because millions and millions of people are using it. We have over 10 million customers around the world right now. And it's probably just a good thing that you tap into that, right? So it's one of those things where you just got to wait to see where the conversation goes, but always pause and don't over talk and never continue the conversation if they're not interested. That's where people get uncomfortable. So if they're like, oh, yeah, I've heard of that. And you can be like, awesome. Is it something you've ever considered doing or pause, let them answer. No, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. I just wanted to present it because I know there's just so many people that have had like really great success offering it. If it's ever something you think about in the future, just let me know. And you can leave it right there. And then the next time you see that professional, the next time you see that person, or they follow you and they see you like doing what you're doing, and you didn't have any pressure on them to do it, or you didn't over talk and keep talking about it, even though they gave you zero inkling that they wanted any more information, right? So you really have to follow cues. This is called like emotional intelligence. This is called like social etiquette, right? You have to follow cues if the person is genuinely interested in hearing more about what you have to say. I remember one of the shares I signed up, I was simply going to a Reiki share. And right before we were all sitting in the room waiting to go into the room to do the Reiki share, and I busted out my oils. I put Serenity in the palm of my hands. I started inhaling. And the girl beside me was like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's Serenity. It's an essential oil blend that's amazing for calming. And I just figured with this type, what we're doing, this is gonna be amazing. Do you want some? Like, do you want to drop? And then everyone in the room ended up being like, can I have some? Can I have some? Right? And then everyone was doing the cup and inhale. I didn't say anything. We went in, we did the Reiki share. And at the end, the girl came up to me and she was like, I loved that oil. Oh my God, the whole time I was so relaxed. And everyone's like, oh, I was so relaxed too. And I was like, hey guys, well, this is something I've merged in with my practice, right? I use the oils with everything. If you've ever considered doing something like that, let me know. I can add you right now into Facebook and we can connect, right? And then you get their information. You now are a friend with them. And if you're doing a really good job at attraction marketing, they're going to see all your posts. They're going to be intrigued. They might follow along for a while. They might meet with you right away. Maybe they don't. Maybe it takes them 6 months of watching your stuff before they're ready. But shares are key, guys. Don't discredit the sharers. And it may even just be a stay-at-home mom who is like, I just want to share because I need something to do other than just be with my kids all day. And I want to meet up with other moms in the park and talk to them about about doTERRA and talk to them about what they can use with their kids. And like, I want to be the mom that's using the oils all the time, but I don't want to do a business. I'm already overwhelmed with my house and my kids and everything else. Like I have no intention of like building this huge business, but yeah, like how can I just share these oils and be part of the community, right? So it's a matter of being able to see the opportunity in everyone. And there are times where I talk about building straight out of the gate, where I'll just be like, okay, this person is very entrepreneurial, very business savvy, and I know they love making money. I'm going to talk to this person straight up about the business, right? Like about the actual like full-on business, and talk about structure, getting their own builders, working together, and like making massive momentum and success. If you try to push that on somebody who doesn't want to build a business, they're just going to quit altogether. Or they might tell you what you want to hear, and then you put them in a prime real estate spot on your team because you told them you wanted them to do well, and they just were like, okay. And now you've got someone who's in a spot that isn't building, but they never wanted to build to begin with. So we got to give people the option, right? That's why we have sharers. That's why we have builders. And that's why we have our lovely wholesale customers. All right, everybody, we're at the 45-minute mark. So I'm going to let you all free up your afternoon and let this all sink in. Take some notes right now before you go off and do anything else. Write some ideas down that you have coming from this call. Like, you know, maybe it was just 2 or 3 action items you want to walk away with, 2 or 3 things that stuck out to you that you're like, I'm going to start doing this, right? This is my idea. These are the plans. You should have had some downloads happen for you while we were chatting here, okay? There should have been some things that came to you. Those downloads are it's these intuitive hits for you. This is what you need to go work on right away, okay? You need to go put those intuitive hits into action. The downloads are your next step. All right. Every single person who was on live today got different downloads. So I want you to take yours, write them down. Those were for you. Those downloads were for you. And you need to go implement those and work on those. And that is another thing that I can tell you. When I started my business, I acted on every single download immediately. And that is why I grew quickly at the beginning. Okay, because I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just went and I acted and I did, and I just did the things. And that will produce results because those downloads are for you. Okay. All right. Go have an amazing weekend. Go put some of this into action. You can go watch that YouTube video link that I dropped there in the comments that will give you an example of how to talk to somebody about, I just dropped it again, about the business and, you know, how they can share and make just more money doing what they're already doing. So it is a clear yes. All right, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Love to you all. Take care. Bye.